Now, before we get into this review is a very special one. This is my 500th car review here on the Shooting Cars YouTube channel. So I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has helped me get to this point. 500 car reviews. This is my 500th car. Well, it's really a truck. Well, actually, it's really an apartment complex that happens to have 4 wheels. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for the continued support. I'm the luckiest man on earth that gets to do this every day as my job, and that's all thank you to you guys. But let's get into the review of this awesome, awesome truck. All right, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4. Up front is a 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8, and down below is a 10-speed Allison transmission. Now, I'm super excited to be driving this here Sierra for 2 main reasons. First of all, last fall I drove a 2020 Sierra Denali. Now, the Denali is the more quote-unquote luxury truck, but I think you'll be surprised at the luxury you'll find in the AT4. The second reason I'm excited is because, like I said, this is pretty luxurious, and so it's always a good day when I get to drive a luxurious vehicle and it's 8 degrees outside. Before we get on with the video, if you are looking to sell your car, click the link in the description below. Cashforcars.com is looking to buy your car with a clean title, salvage title, running, non-running, whatever it is. Get a quick and easy free quote with the link down in the description below. And once you agree upon the price, they will pick up your car in less than 24 hours. You don't even have to get off the couch. So let's get back to that 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8. Well, it is a Duramax V8. Pretty much all older diesel Silverados, GMCs, things like that have been Duramax diesels. And I'll put the horsepower and torque up on the screen. Horsepower, not that impressive for a turbo V8, but the torque, I mean, almost 1,000 foot-pounds of torque is awesome. You are going to be able to pull anything in the world. I will put the tow ratings and the bed rating for how much weight you can put in the rear bed. I'll put that up on the screen. If you can't pull or haul something with this truck, you got serious issues, because this truck can pretty much do it all. Like I said, paired to a 10-speed Allison transmission. Now, Allison is a manufacturer of heavy-duty transmissions. And so, what other truck do you know of, or what other vehicle do you know of that actually boasts about what transmission is in it? Not many others, and that's because they're not really worth boasting about. But having an Allison transmission is a piece of pride for GM. They're very, very well built, very heavy-duty transmissions, and I love that. You're getting a big hauling vehicle. You should have the right equipment to keep up with that. All right, acceleration test, I guess. You can really hear the transmission working through all 10 of those gears. However, it's fine. I mean, the truck moves, and the fact that the truck moves is impressive to me, because this is the size of an apartment building. I mean, really, I'll talk about the size later, but this thing is huge. So the fact that it's moving under any power at all is impressive. Last but not least, this here Sierra is 4-wheel drive. However, you can still get like very base model rear-wheel drive trucks, and you can actually get higher end 3500s that are 2-wheel drive if you're just going to be hauling trailers and you don't need the 4-wheel. But this one is 4-wheel drive, and we'll talk about how to select that a little bit later on. So let's talk about the interior. We have quite a bit to go through in here, but that is super exciting. So in front of me, I have 2 physical gauges along with a screen. On the left is my tachometer. In the center is that screen. We'll talk about it in a second. And on the right is a physical speedometer. I like the look of these. They're very basic, but they do the job. That center screen can be changed. I'm cycling through a couple different screens right now. It seems to have good frames per second. It's a pretty nice, thorough screen. It's not anything wowing me. I'm not really super excited about this screen, but it works, and I like the customization of it. Up in front of the gauges, I do actually have a heads-up display, which is very, very nice. It's showing me the angles of the truck as well as what drive mode I'm in and my speed and digits. Very, very nice and easy to keep track of while driving. I like it a lot. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my cruise control options, heated steering wheel, and pre-collision warning. And then on the right, I have my selector dial for that center screen and the gauges, as well as voice commands and my hang up button for the phone options. To the left of me, I do have my trailer mode, which is nice. And then this is where you'll select your 4-wheel drive. Leave it in auto, 4 high, 4 low, or 2 high, which it's nice. This is push button, which I've grown to just be accustomed to. I usually like physical 4-wheel drive, levers and gears, but for a modern truck, why not? Down below that, I do have my fog lights, bed lights, headlights, and dome lights, as well as I do have perimeter lights. So a nice thing about the AT4 package is that you actually get lights that go all the way around the vehicle. So if you're working outside and it's dark out, you can light up parts of the truck to illuminate the area around you. That's really smart thinking from GMC. Down below those switches, I do have my power parking brake, and then on the door, I have my lock and unlock, 2 different memory settings, as well as a get out function. Then down below, I have my power windows and power mirrors. The power mirrors power fold in, which is really nice, but they also power adjust out. If you're driving a trailer, you gotta see around it. You can actually power push them out, which is really, really nice for any sort of towing reason. Moving into the center, we do have a nice touchscreen display. It's all right. It's not the biggest thing I've seen in the world, but then again, you don't need a large iPad in every single vehicle that you drive. I do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which the 2021s get wireless Apple CarPlay, where the 2020s did not. That was actually a big reason why the owner of this truck switched over from his 2020 Denali to this, was because wireless Apple CarPlay. That's a big deal. But I also have like a Wi-Fi hotspot on board I can toggle. I do have trailer settings, climate controls, and camera, which this does have a 360 camera on board, which is absolutely amazing. I love the fact that it has a 360 camera. Super, super helpful. Like I said earlier, this thing is the size of an apartment building, and so maneuvering it becomes ever so slightly easier with that 360 camera. And I can turn that on while driving, as well as I can view a front-facing camera. Because I'm so stinking tall, I can actually just look at the front-facing camera while driving, which is awesome. Not a lot of manufacturers let you do it while you're driving, but GMC does. Speaking of cameras, though, we'll take a brief intermission and talk about the rear view mirror, because GM products are starting to get this feature, and I think it should be on all cars, which is the rear view mirror is a normal rear view mirror, but when you press a button, it actually turns on a camera facing backwards. So right now, while I'm driving, I'm actually just getting a live camera feed from a rear facing camera up to my rear view mirror. This is fantastic. I think every single vehicle in the world should have this feature. It's just a lot clearer, high frame rate. You don't have to look through another piece of glass, oftentimes tinted glass. You don't have to look through people's heads who are sitting in your back seat. This is marvelous, and like I said, I think every single vehicle should have this feature, but not a lot do. The GMC Sierra AT4 is one of them. Moving back down to the center stack, I do have physical play, volume, mute buttons down below, which is really, really nice. And then we have the climate controls, dual zone climate controls, heated and ventilated seats for the front 2 occupants. Rear defrost, your pretty typical settings here. I like the fact that you can change your climate in the screen, but you can also change them with the physical buttons. Say something happens to the screen and you don't have time to get it fixed that day, you could still adjust your climate controls without an issue. Then we get a huge row of buttons and switches here. So we'll go from left to right. We have the exhaust brake, lane keep assist, parking sensors on and off, power tailgate button, we'll talk about that when we go around the back, hazard switches, traction control, my outlet on and off, again, we'll talk about that when we get into the bed, hill descent control, and options for the power running boards. I love these switches. They are labeled very well. They're easy to hit, easy to see, and I like that a lot. Down below that, I have my trailer brake sensitivity switch, USB-C, as well as a traditional USB input, a 12-volt outlet, and a wall outlet, an American standard wall outlet on the dash. I think this is super, super smart that GMC does this, because you can plug anything in you want. You want to plug in a toaster, boom, there you go. Moving down to the center console itself, I do have a wireless charger, which is great, and a little cubby to the right. And we do have 2 cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test. Center console itself is pretty nice. I do have an additional USB-C, USB traditional, and aux input in the center console, and that's about it. Now, the seats are very, very comfortable. They are heated, they are power, they are memory, they are ventilated, they are cooled, essentially. And so, really, there's nothing to complain about with these seats. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4, and I have, first of all, a bunch of room back here. Let me sit like a normal person. Tons of headroom. I'm 5'11", not even a prayer of touching the ceiling. Knee room, this is my driving position, which is relatively far back from the wheel, and I still have plenty of knee room. I have heated seats for both sides here. I do have a 12-volt outlet as well as a USB-C and traditional USB. I would have liked to have seen an actual wall outlet like up front. However, not the end of the world. Power windows, of course, the Bose speakers, which I forgot to mention up front. This truck does have Bose speakers, which are very, very nice. They carry on back here. Also, I get this little center console, which is decent, not bad. And I do have a sliding third window back here. But now let's talk about the infamous 6-way tailgate. So now we are around the back of the 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4, and the nice thing, first of all, is a power tailgate. Click the button on the remote twice, or like I said, there is that tailgate button inside the truck, and it's a nice slow lower. Now, it's a little bit slower than usual because it is so cold. Come on. Almost there. Okay. But it is a power tailgate. It's normally a little bit quicker than that, but as you can see, it's very, very cold, and I'll put the weather up on the screen in case you don't believe me. But this gets GMC's 6-way tailgate. So I can fold this up in case I have extra long lumber or something of the sort. I can then fold this down as well, so then I can sort of work right here or maybe help get to cargo a little bit easier. Then I can flip that step back down. Now this is a step up into the bed of the truck. Fold it up like usual. We can just open the top portion. So if I want to stick lumber or something through, which actually it's really nice having this cover on top, and I can just slide things in and out while keeping this cover on top. Really, really nice. And then, of course, like before, we can fold this up as a little bit of a backstop as well. Multi-function tailgate, really, really like that. Again, power tailgate, folding down again, a little bit faster this time. Maybe it just had to warm up. But inside, back over here, I'll show a quick clip, is where the outlet in the bed is. 120-volt outlet, which is very nice. However, the F-150, you can get an optional 240, which is a little bit more attractive than a 120, but I at least still get an outlet back here, which is absolutely great, and I would love having that feature for work lights, maybe a Dremel, a handsaw, whatever it may be. You can power it back here on a 120. Unfortunately, the tailgate is not powered back up, but it's not that heavy, and so that is the tailgate of the GMC Sierra 2500 AT4. Now we gotta talk about the looks. Now, I waited to talk about the AT4 package because it's really just an appearance package. It gets a lot of blacked out accents. It gets the power running boards, which I am demonstrating right now. Bada bing, bada boom, gotta love those. And then let's cut around to the 360 view of the truck. Basically, the AT4 is just an appearance package with all of the nice features, like the heated and cooled seats, like the heated steering wheel, like the wireless Apple CarPlay, like the zone lighting, like the 360 camera. All of these nice features rolled together with a little bit of blacked out plastic on the outside, and bada bing, bada boom, that's what they call the AT4. It's supposed to be this sort of rugged, off-roady type vehicle. Speaking of exteriors, if you are legally required to run a front plate on your vehicle in the state or country that you live in, but you think it's too ugly, then click the link in the description below and get yourself a con plate. The con plate holder is a suction cup holder for your license plate that goes on the inside of your windshield. This means you can remain legal when driving around, but for pictures, for shows, it's easily removable from the windshield so the front of your car looks its best. Click the link in the description below, get your own con plate, and keep your car looking good. So now we gotta talk about the 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4 as a whole. What do I think about this truck? Well, I was waiting till this end portion to make a comparison. And that is the fact that the last vehicle I reviewed before this one was a 2021 Ford F-150 Platinum. And the reason I bring that truck up, because it's not a 2500, that's only a 1500 series truck, is the fact that this truck and that truck are actually priced very, very similarly, within a couple $1,000s of each other. And so, which one would I take? What's better, the Platinum F-150 or the AT4 Sierra? And I really think that there's two mindsets. This truck is a workhorse through and through. You buy this truck because you have things you have to haul or tow. Normal people don't buy 2500s. This is a piece of machinery. I think if this truck could enter the welders union, it would. The Platinum F-150 can do a lot too, but that's an everyday truck. That's something you have to live with, where you're not hauling stuff every single day, where you're not trying to pull a skyscraper down on the weekends. The F-150's there like, oh, you want to haul your motorcycle to Sturgis? Yeah, sure. But I also work a desk job and I have to commute into work, and I have a 50-minute commute, and I have to pop into town, and I have to pay for a parking spot in downtown Chicago, and I have to do a little spot hero here and there, and I also have to take it out on date night. It has to be this nice, comfortable vehicle. That's what the F-150 Platinum is for. And so if you just do some light towing, I would say a boat or less, get a Platinum F-150. For this kind of money, you're gonna be a lot more comfortable. It has massaging seats. It's a little bit smaller. It's not as much of a task to drive around, as where this one, this is a task. I feel like I have to get on a Zoom call just to figure out what the front end and back end is doing. I don't feel very connected to the road in this thing. I feel like I'm just sort of along for the ride. But if you want to tow 2 cars on a trailer, a big pontoon boat, a 5th wheel camper, get this. No, it's not going to fit in a lot of parking spots, and parallel parking it is not going to be fun. But this is a lot more capable, and I'm still comfortable in here. I don't want to say that this thing is uncomfortable, but this does have harsh 2500 ride. I'm feeling the bumps. It's not as cushiony as the F-150 Platinum. The materials in here don't feel quite as nice as the F-150 Platinum. But that doesn't matter when you're towing 3 cars. That doesn't matter when you're pulling a 5th wheel. What matters is that it can do it, and this truck can do it all. So if you need something that can do it all, I'd highly suggest looking at this AT4. This is a giant piece of machinery, but albeit, it's not that bad. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Paul for letting me take out not only his Sierra AT4, but I've reviewed a bunch of his vehicles in the past. And like I said at the very beginning of this video, this is my 500th video review here on YouTube. And so I am very, very thankful for people like Paul supporting me. I'm very thankful for you, the viewer, allowing me to make this my job. It seems like a crime. And I'm very, very thankful that I get to do this every day. Oh, wow. That was some aggressive railroads. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so, so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.